Hello, thank you for joining me. I'm just standing beneath where the Great Hall once stood at King John's Castle in Limerick, Kingdom of Connacht, Western Ireland. So this is the vaults. The Great Hall the floor or the ceiling of the Great Hall would have been above me. The Great Hall itself would have been above that. If I just show you on this picture here of the Great Hall, we are standing down, oh, sorry you can't see that, we are standing down here and the Great Hall would have been above us. So what I'm going to do, this is the ruined part of the castle as you can see, I'm going to show you around some of the rest of the castle because it really is quite an impressive building. What we're going to do, you can just see the 12th century gatehouse. It was built between 1210 and 1212. Now we're going to go up to the top, but you can see there's two men up there. I believe they're men who work at the castle. So they're up there, I think, doing some maintenance work. So we're not going to go to where they are, but we're going to go to the tower on this side. If you just look out here, we're going to get much better views. But through the arrow slit, you can just see the waters of the River Shannon down below. So I'm going to take you up these steps here, these modern steps, which they've put in to allow access to the vault below where the Great Hall once stood. So as we come up to about where I am now, this is probably where the floor of the Great Hall would have been, and then that's the vault, so the Great Hall would have towered above us here. So going up more steps into the courtyard of the castle, there's one of the towers. They've recreated some of the old parts of the castle, what there would have been. So this is like blacksmith, so I'll have a quick look. It's nothing's happening, but they've got bellows there. Looks like they can light this blacksmith's forge up and do demonstrations. If you look here, over there's a strongbow demonstration. Looks like they perhaps have horses in here some of the time, so it's quite interesting. It looks like if you come at a weekend, perhaps, I've come in the middle of the week, there'll be more on to see, but still it's worth a visit. This building, I'm going to be honest and say I don't particularly like it. It's the modern cafe and shop. I mean, it's quite nice inside, but doesn't overly go with the castle. But I think perhaps the idea is so you can't possibly confuse the new with the old. I think that's probably why they've built it in the way they have. So we're just coming along here. If you look down there, you can see where I started, down below the Great Hall. So the end of the Great Hall would have been here. There's talking of buildings they've rebuilt, this looks just like a little wooden shed, but if you actually look on the front, you can see it's a little chapel. So show you what a little chapel would have been like. We'll just have a quick look. So very small, a small little castle chapel. Right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to find our way up to there. So this is the fun bit now. So we're going to go in through this door here. So we're going into the, we're going to go down first again. It looks as though this is where they made money, as in actually made coins rather than sold things. So it's quite funny to say, I'm not going to stand and listen to him because it takes too long, but this man standing here, look, if you lift this money purse and put it back, it should set him off. Look, he's looking around, and I believe he'll start talking. Maybe not, it did earlier. Yeah, see, there we go.
My royal invitation. Come in.
Well, it's very interesting what he has to say, but this is Henry's adventures, not Vikings' adventures. So I suggest if you want to hear that, you come back. So we're now going to go down this passageway and up a spiral staircase. So there is, as well as the castle, there's also a museum here which is quite interesting. It was telling you about how the Normans came to Ireland, unlike when they came to England. I'm just going to this little room here. There's not much in here, but you can see out an arrow slit. I can see the road down below. So the Normans, unlike when they came to England, they were actually invited here by Dermot MacMurrough because he had been ousted by his own people, and he wanted support, so they came over here and effectively became his allies. So without going through too much history, that's kind of how, cutting a long story short, they came to this castle here. So we're going to go out here now, and so that was the top of the spiral staircase. So I'm up on the castle walls now. You can just see the Great Hall down there and the River Shannon. In fact, I'm going to take you up onto the smaller ones of the towers first, and we get a rather good view of the city here. We're going to get a better view soon when we get to the top. You can see the River Shannon over there. The Abbey River joins. You can see the two cathedrals. The one in the foreground is the Protestant cathedral. The one in the background with the big spire is the Catholic cathedral. That's the tallest church spire in Ireland. So what I'm going to do later on, I'm going to walk over the bridge and follow the River Shannon that way, back round in the city centre. I don't know if you can see over there is the city's football stadium. So you get a good view of the River Shannon. There's a church over there. I went in the churchyard of it. I didn't actually go in. So yeah, here's the River Shannon. Now, this is one of my favourite trick questions. What's the longest river in the British Isles? You ask most people that and they'll say the River Severn. It's not. The River Severn is the longest river in Great Britain. The River Shannon is 4 miles longer. It's the longest river in the British Isles. So we're now going to follow this bit of walls and we're going to find our way to the top of the tower where that Irish flag is flying proudly. So we're just going to go into here now. So there's another, I was telling you about those people. As I said, if you want to hear what they have to say, I suggest you come to the castle, because this video will be about an hour long if we listen to all of them. But you lift up that money purse and it will start them from talking. There's an old bed there, look. You can see the strings, that's where sleep tight comes from. So used to tighten the strings on the bed. So that was the first of the towers of the gatehouse. So we're now in the middle of the gatehouse. So the old gate to the castle would have been below me. We're going to go into here now. This modern spiral staircase will take you back downstairs, but I'm going to take you up and show you in here. This is another little room. We can just about see the road out there. It's not particularly exciting. We're going to go down here now and up another spiral staircase. There's another room in there. Let's go and have a look. So we go through here. There's another one of those people. This is the ammunition. As you can see, there's guns being made. How we're going above. So a minute ago, we were walking on that path down there. We're now up here. So this is the tower which we shall eventually end up on the roof of up there. In order to get there, we've got to go back to the other tower and walk across the walkway above this one. So it's quite exciting, all these walkways and spiral staircases. So as you can see, it says the tower top. Looking down there is where we came from. So up we go. So we're now on the roof of one of the towers. You can see the church over there. Over there is the rest of the castle. Final bit of climbing we've got. So you can see down there, we were down there, and now we've made our way up. Going up the last little bit of steps. And here we are, there's the Irish flag flying. So where we started was just down there below where the Great Hall would have been. So you can imagine the Great Hall would have been there, partially blocking the view of the river. So there's the River Shannon sweeping through Limerick city centre. City centre's over there. Two cathedrals. Looking all around. Oh look, there's a train. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that over there, but there's a train just travelling along there. I don't know if the camera's picking it out, but in a minute, once it's gone past the church, just beside the church tower, you can see the bridge over the River Shannon. So that train will be going up to Galway. It goes up to Athenry and reverses. It's on what's known as the Western Corridor, and unfortunately it's a line that might possibly close, despite the fact that north of Ennis, it ran to Ennis until 2010, I believe. They reopened Ennis to Athenry. I did the line the other day. It was an enjoyable journey. Yeah, so the train is just crossing the bridge now. I don't know if you can see that. It's got two what they call arrow units built in Japan. So yeah, it'd be a real shame if that line does close. So if you do ever come to Limerick, I recommend going on a train up that line, either to Ennis or to Athenry, which you may have seen some of the videos I made when I was in Athenry, or indeed all the way to Galway, which really is a lovely city. I'm just looking down there where this lorry's coming beside the coach. Just above it is a wall. That's part of an old friary. So there is quite a lot to see in Limerick. It's Ireland's third largest city, so it's really worth it. And then up here you can see the rest of the castle. Those buildings there, those Victorian buildings, in there is a museum on the castle, which is very good. I learnt quite a lot from watching some of the various films they have on show in there. So and just so you know, that tower down there, that's the first tower we went up to. So we've come underneath, we've wound our way around, we're up here now. So yeah, it's a very good view of the city of Limerick. So from Limerick in the old kingdom of Connacht, Western Ireland, thank you very much for watching this video, and goodbye.